Welcome to the AFR Saints channel, where we provide you daily content on your favorite team, the New Orleans Saints. Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button. Be sure to leave your comments below and smash that like button. Who dat? Hey man, the Saints were on a national stage on Thursday, and they fell flat on their face against Denver. The injuries have been bad. We all know that. Are you Dennis Allen said they're going to start Spencer Rattler this weekend if Derek Carr is not back. Would you give any look to starting Jake Haener this week against the Chargers out in L.A.?
No, I want to see Rattler another week. I think that he's been hampered by big play weapons. And I'm not, we always ask our quarterbacks to elevate when their guys are injured, but not everybody wears 15 in Kansas City, and not everybody's Jaden Daniels from the Burrows of the world. Good gracious. So I'll tell you what, though, if it starts off and there's a major struggle and you're going through it, I'm not in the feel-good business of worrying about somebody's feelings of giving them a hook if it's not. He got a long way to go, and there's a lot of football in front of him, and Haener's got a little more experience. I'm anxious to see how vertical they play and how many shots they take as they start to get healthier, because it does matter. It does matter. Last week, high percentage completions, but there was the big plays are not there. So it can't help. It can't hurt, but having guys back where you can at least take some shots and at least widen some windows. So I'm okay with the Rattler thing. Like I said, I think I have a pretty good idea. It's a situation now you're trying to find somebody that just steps up and owns it. But you cannot, if you're Dennis Allen, hesitate if it's a miserable first half. You're going to have to make a change. I'm anxious to see how Rattler does with healthier weapons, another game under his belt. The truth of the matter is, this game, it's like it almost would be like treating a bullpen game in baseball, right? Now, who your starter is, but if it doesn't work, hell, I'll use bull. I don't care. And then when Carr comes back, we know he's going to be the starter. But I still think there's plenty to find out about Rattler and giving him some weapons. Let's see how he comes out of the chute with weapons and protects the football. And if not, the backup's quarterback's job is to be ready, and Haener will be ready if it comes to that. But you're just trying to scrape out a win any way you can. But getting some personnel back is especially for a young guy who's they're swimming. They don't have any idea what's going on right now. They just don't, and they're just trying to find the open guy and go through it. They think they know, and next year they come back and say, "Hey, I knew nothing." And it's the same thing here. And you just hope he can have some help from his players. But that's natural. It happens to all the young guys.
Hey, you mentioned both Daniels and Burrow. I did want to get a thought. We have a couple minutes remaining on each of those guys. Jayden's dealing with his first injury. It's a rib. We don't know if it's broken or what the case is, but it sounds like he's gonna miss this week.
Yep.
When you watch him play, this is always the concern, right? Is his style when he runs, and could he get hurt? How much caution do you have with Jayden moving forward after this?
A lot. It's not team caution. It's him. It's him. If you said, Sean, what's the one, if coming from last year and watching how he's handled his ascent to being a leader and the rookie of the year top candidate, and people raving about him, and his accuracy is uncanny. You got to protect yourself more, Matty. We're in a time, and that if you say what's the weakness, like, dude, get down, get out of bounds. He wants to. He's not Derrick Henry, okay, at 250 or 260, and Eminem away from 265. And but the truth, they add up, and they do start to take their toll. And you don't need to prove anymore. If I could set him down, the first thing I'd say is, dude, special, love you. You don't need to prove to anybody you're tough. I may have said this on this show before. In the second quarter, when you're up 7, and it's second and 8, and you run for 7 yards, and there's 3 dudes you got to take on, it's okay to get down. We got 2 downs in their territory to get it. Now, in the fourth quarter, we're down 5, and it's 3rd and 9, and you got to run through somebody, my man. That's just being a football player. But there's a time and a place. He's got to be judicious. I'm not worried about accuracy, his leadership, his ability to throw in tight windows, his athleticism. All those things are off the charts. I got to keep him from himself. And that's if you're the head. If you're Dan Quinn, you've got to sit back and Cliff say, listen, buddy, you don't have to make every play with you. Don't take those hits. Eventually, even Mike Tyson got knocked out. Good gracious, that's the one thing. If he learns how to be judicious and slide into, get out and get into pockets, and once he cross line, those pockets of being able to get down and be smart with it, he'll still get plenty of yards. Because he's no good to me getting Gator. Over there in a rib cage protector and no uniform. And I mean that as a compliment because he's so advanced right now. Quit taking these hits. But you know this. He took some at LSU.
Yeah, he did.
And I love his too many of them. And his courage is one thing. Everybody on that team knows he doesn't have to prove courage. And if you're a lineman, heck, I'd go up and grab him by the back of the jersey and during the practice week say, listen, we need you in this huddle. Make the plays that are necessary, but don't be crazy about it. And I'd tell that to anybody. You're just, I mean, that really is, and it's odd to say, that's the next evolution of his game. It is. And if he learns that, which he should, and realizes he ain't going to want to take him at 33, but you ain't going to be taking any of them at 33 if you keep taking him because he's so talented. He doesn't have to be a hero every time he runs. They're going to make sure he takes enough hits on defense throughout his career. Protect the body when necessary. Be a hero when it's called for. His natural ability will take him there. He has got to. I say it every week on my show. Please protect yourself, and he will learn. And if he does, there is no ceiling on how good that guy can be.
Yeah. You know, it's one of the things that Joe Burrow has dealt with early in his career are the injuries. But, Sean, you look at Burrow right now. I mean, he's dug him out of the hole. They're 3-4. He's got 1,759 yards, 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's completing over 70% of his passes. He's probably playing the best football of his career. Look at the division, man. He's got Baltimore and Pittsburgh both at 5-2 ahead of him. Like, can he actually dig the Bengals out of this?
Yes. I've seen the movie. Joe is like Bregman. The first month, they suck. Okay. LSU guy, and here at Houston, like, oh, it's Bregman. Oh, he's hitting 198. He's hitting 221. Hang on a bit. He'll be up around 100 RBIs and he'll draw 100. The Bregman that you guys know from LSU. Same way. So if Bregman ever starts fast, he'll be in the MVP talk every year, right? It's the same thing with Joe. His first month, it's like, what is going on here? And think about this, Matty. Their start, looking at his numbers, you'd say, you look at the record, you say, there's no way. You look at his numbers, and he is what's keeping them afloat.
Yeah.
And coming off injury, another thing, if Joe Burrow, if I can just keep him healthy for 15, 16, 17 games a year for another decade, we're looking especially, he will wear the same ring in the NFL that he's worn in college. Yeah, he can because we know how tough he is. He's just got an uncanny ability to do special things. So I hope that we're past the injuries that put him that sideline him. But yeah, his numbers, and we're not talking enough about him. Why? Because the team's here. But I've watched this team roll off 6, 7, 8 in a row. I'll be willing to bet you by the time we hit December that if they can get right and get a little more physical, that Joe Burrow's team will be in position to be in the playoffs. And once they get in, all bets are off when Burrow's got the football in his hand. Yeah, I marvel at him every week because you look at you think, well, he must not be playing well. Then you look at the numbers, you say, damn, he's the reason they're still afloat, or they'd have been buried without him a month ago. So, yeah, unique. I don't know what it is you guys are serving them there, brother, but LSU football players, especially quarterbacks, there's a toughness and a grind about them that we all need.
Hey, man, law of averages. How long was it before LSU had a quarterback roll through?
There you go, brother. The ground and pound days are over. Put it in the quarterback's hands and let's go win the thing, right?
Yeah,
no doubt about it, my man.
2 home games, Eagles-Raiders the next 2 weeks for the Bengals. They could be in 2 weeks back above 500 at 5-4.
Well, the way the Philadelphia Eagles, all the chaos going on with those guys and a head coach going over and antagonizing his own fans, they're going to win the next 2, and we'll be right back talking. Joe's got him above 500. It's coming. Trust me.
Sean Salisbury, you're the best. Y'all get him on Twitter at Sean Unfiltered Sports Talk 790 there, weekday mornings, coaches, quarterbacks, and good enough to come on with us every Tuesday and share some knowledge. Thanks, man.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please leave your comments. I love to interact, and be sure to hit the red subscribe button below.